Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
All right.
So we suffer through temperatures that are negative 500, and this week is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Oh my God.
Might have to break out. I'm scared to see myself in shorts. I really am scared to see my leg hair's going away. I haven't worked out in a year. I'm actually nervous about that.
I can't wait. I am so excited. I am just like this, just having the sunshine out period, but
So
seeing
great.
60 degrees in the forecast is insane.
Yeah.
When it was 60 below, I'm sure. Or at least it sure damn well felt like it.
Well, and every single human in Douglas and Sarpy County is washing their car this weekend. Lines were insane. So I had to go on the way in this morning at 6 o'clock, and there was still a car in front of me to get his car washed at the Tornado Car Wash.
I went to, where was I at? The Gorilla Car Wash. Yeah, that was it, on 156.
Yeah.
And I got lucky. There was like one car in front of me when I pulled in. That was on Friday or Saturday, whatever it was.
That is
I think
pretty
Saturday.
lucky.
Yeah, and zipped through. And now I walk out and I'm like, oh my God, that truck looks pretty damn good.
Right? It's funny how your truck, car, whatever, drives so much better after it's washed.
Don't you just feel fancy? I mean,
I felt taller, felt sturdier.
all those things.
Yeah.
All those things. But yeah, the car washes are going to be making a fortune the next few days. No doubt about that. Get everybody through there, and a lot of people excited about looking at the forecast. I worry, though, about the fake spring.
Faux spring.
Oh,
Well, we had it last year.
I know.
I'm sure it's here. I'm sure we'll have another not storm, but I'm sure we'll have more snow before
wonder-
spring. We always hope it. It never happens.
It never does. Somebody had posted about the 11 seasons of Nebraska, and you had the fall, and then you had winter, and then you had a fake fall, and then you had winter, and then you had fall, and then you had winter, and then you had spring and fake spring, and then you had mud season.
Right.
And then
And
then it goes
you're not
back
even
to
in
winter.
February yet.
I know, we're barely out of February, and we're starting mud season already. It's like, oh, we're way ahead of ourselves, guys. This is not going to last. It's not going to last. Or we're going to get a blizzard in April. It's just slow down. But yeah, I'm right there. I know it's too nice to go outside and soak in the sun. The dogs outside haven't just.
It's just great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So anyway, what's going on in your world?
You know what?
Act like we haven't talked to each other. We haven't.
Right? It's been like 72 hours. Remember I took a header in the yard about a week ago? Remember?
When there was still snow.
There's still snow.
Yeah.
Thank God, because it cushioned my fall. But my messed up my shoulder again on Saturday. We went, and this is, you know how this also coincides with me starting to get my poop in a group, because there is no way I should grab something out of the car, which is what I did with my arm, and completely be debilitated for like a day.
Okay, let me ask you, what part of your arm hurts right now?
My
My
shoulder.
Mine right here, my bicep.
Are we pointing out our owies?
Yeah.
Point to your ouchie.
It's right there. Right
That's
there.
your bicep.
I picked something up.
That's exactly what I
And
did.
it's 3 days later, and I'm
Yeah.
still tender.
I'm
like,
days. Yes.
What?
I took Advil doesn't even touch it. It was okay. We were replacing because we were faux spring, so we were getting all the propane tanks filled up. So we were out swapping. And when I pull in the garage, I have to catch my tailgate, otherwise it'll hit the garage door and grab whatever out of it.
Okay, speaking from, he's got a Jeep.
A Jeep, right?
Says the Jeep, the door goes up.
Goes up, and it will hit the garage door if I don't grab it. But I don't want to park outside, open, and then pull into the garage.
Got it.
So I just grab it, and I held the tailgate or whatever, hatchback thingy, and reached in and grabbed the propane tank and
one
pulled,
hand.
but which normally Pat pre-COVID wouldn't have been an issue. Pat post-COVID effed up. And I almost dropped the container because it was like this sharp pain. And I mean, it's nothing like I go to the doctor for, but it's like I can't find a comfortable place to sit. I got my arm resting on the cat.
Oh my God. I like pillow in bed. I was like, put my arm up on a pillow.
Right.
But this, over here, trying over my head.
Because if you have it this way, your hand gets numb.
Yes.
This way, it hurts. So you're like, at one point, I was laying in bed with my arm straight up in the air. Like, because it actually feels good that
honestly,
way.
if you could have kind of like the hospital bed where they could just attach your arm just to hold it up in the air. It's like,
oh
it takes
God,
all
just
the
right
weight
now
off
me
of
doing
it.
this is like, this
Holding
is heaven.
Holding your arm up. Seriously.
Yeah, it's like so much better.
Have you ever gone to physical therapy for your neck or back?
I've gone to a chiropractor, but not physical therapy.
One of the things that they did is they have a contraption. I'm going to sneeze any second.
Is it
now,
the
just so
stretchy thing?
It goes. You put your head in it. It kind of holds the back of your head, and then they lift up.
I've been in one of those
to
before.
decompress your spine. is the most
It's like the teeter
amazing
hang-ups. That dude that hangs upside down.
I can't
Isn't it
hang
the same?
upside down. I hate that. And I used to love that on the jungle gym. I was like monkey bars.
A lot of things
have changed since
When was the last
then.
time you were on a jungle gym?
I don't know. 8,
Probably.
12.
I mean, I don't even think I went up there when the kids were that age. It's been a minute. There was, I remember being able, like we had the jungle gym that was simple. It was just a semicircle like this up.
Yes, that's what we had with the triangles.
Yeah, we didn't have
Were there
triangles.
triangles?
We just had like.
Was it
4
just like a
feet.
track?
It was just a track.
Okay.
So it was like 4 feet up to the first bar, and then the gap between the first bar and second bar was like 2 feet, and then it was a foot every other one.
So you could hang and climb across?
Yeah, or the non-fat kids like myself could go and you could swing up and put your legs sideways in that first hole and pull yourself and get on top. Those were the studs, but I never could do it. Tried to do it one time, ended up falling to eating gravel, so I didn't do it. That was the last time I was on it.
Oh my God, gravel. Ours was a dome they're all triangles, right? And this big dome with, pea gravel underneath. You're like 10 feet up.
Oh yeah, I was never scared. I'm terrified now.
Hanging upside down, swinging over, grabbing another bar, just like nobody. I don't remember very many incidents.
I remember
Seriously?
kids falling and scuffing up, but I mean, it never stopped anybody.
You still did it.
But as an adult, though, I'm now scared. I'm scared of dogs. I'm scared of flying. I'm scared of jungle gyms. I'm scared of height. Seriously, I just got I don't know if it's life experience, if it's too much time on TikTok. You see what happens to people. I don't know what it is, but I'm scared of everything now.
I think probably, ignorance is bliss, because when you're young, you don't realize the possibility of what could really happen. So it doesn't inhibit you. And so you're much braver because you see what's possible. You don't see what's
possible.
happen.
You see what's possible, but when you're a parent or older, you feel oh God, that's possible.
Yes.
You could really get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. All you see is the good. That's true. Yes. That is true. But the whole hanging upside down thing, cannot do it. I mean, like as an adult, and I have like the upside down thingies, like the teeter thingies. I've tried one of those before. No, it's everything from I can't breathe, like my sinuses, my innards, everything is just out of
everything's
whack.
just hanging up. I would think for girls it'd be tougher anyway. I mean, just in general, like legit.
I don't know if just in general. I'm not.
Well,
sure.
just because unless you're wearing a sports bra, but that would be still. It's like not
That's
natural.
not what you want. Yeah, but it is. It's just like everything is out. It's God. I can't hang upside down. I want to because I know how good that feels.
Yeah.
When I went to the physical therapy,
dealie.
it's like, okay, just the fact that feels so good means I'm used to it feeling not good.
Not good, right.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't hurt, I don't believe.
Right. But it feels so good the other way.
But it feels so good the other way when they release that pressure.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
It's like your fingers get tingly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like one of those things what is it? Doesn't the human head weighs 8 pounds?
Well, that's what that kid from Jerry Maguire said. 8 pounds. Human head weighs 8 pounds. Yeah.
Just lifting that bowling ball up just for a second.
Yeah.
Let your spine rest. Yeah.
So that's all that's going on with us. With me, I just hurt my shoulder. That's it. We finished our basement bathroom this weekend. Finally, not quite. The pre-hung door doesn't close, but that's an issue. The contractor's going to come back and fix that.
So was that done? Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Was this professional installation or was this alcohol installation?
Everything was professional installation.
Awesome.
Every single thing. The only thing we did is actually put the door inside the pre-hung thing with the hinges.
Okay.
That's it. Everything else is professionally done.
Fantastic. So almost there.
Yes.
So the door doesn't close though. That's an issue for a bathroom.
It is. But yes, it is.
So my post this weekend, you meet your 18-year-old self, you can say 3 words. What do you say? And I'll let you think about it.
Oh, wow. That's a big one.
And so I posted up and got some good ones. Got some really serious ones. Have more empathy. You are enough. Follow your dream. Don't do it. That was Lori's. That's hilarious. Our buddy Jonathan, stay home tonight.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one.
Think about it. Was another one. Enlist. I've thought about that too.
Enlist is just one word. Oh, think.
But no, he just used one word. He says, I only need one. Enlist.
Okay.
He wishes he would have. Like, interesting. Because I've thought that too at times. Instead of going off to college, I wish I had.
Yeah, I would need to do
Right?
something in like the performing arts portion of the military. I'm not much of a front lines guy.
I don't know what part of the military that
play?
is, but
Hi, I'd like to start a play wing in the Navy, please.
that'd be something John Carroll said.
That's right. I had to help John out with that.
Right? Where's costumes?
Right.
Never leave Navy. Okay, this is our Navy guy. And the first thing I thought was just shut up. That's Kirsten. That's funny. Just shut up. Several buy Bitcoin,
Oh, there you go. That's a great one.
right? And buy Apple stock.
Yes, by Google.
Invest
Stock.
in Bitcoin.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like there's-
100%.
Oh my God, right?
That yes.
At the time, I didn't even know how to pronounce it correctly. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
like
it seemed like magic stuff, like it's investing in magic. Back then,
makes way more sense now and now I'm like, damn it. Talk about being late to the party.
Well, okay, and have you watched the most recent This Is Us?
No, I have not.
Okay,
I need
and
to. I
it's
am not. I have not watched this season
Oh, it's
because
fantastic.
I've got to just like.
Well,
yeah.
not. There's no spoiler alerts here,
Okay.
but Miguel, they're now going down his family.
okay.
So, and his dad the character of his dad is based on a real life person in IRL that was one of the founders of like data. We've only learned about this for one episode, so I don't know all the ins and outs. But basically, he was somebody who helped develop the communication on the internet, so people could see pictures worldwide, see videos worldwide. He's one
Right.
of those guys. So
Right.
when he, as Miguel's dad, was talking to Miguel's mom back in the 60s, was explaining to her like, wouldn't it be great if you could have a picture and put it on your computer and your mom across the world could see it, or maybe it's a video. Just thinking that back then that was like absolute sorcery. To think
Without
about
a
that.
doubt.
So who would invest that? Who would put your $10,000 that you saved up behind something like that? I never would have.
No, and to think that because at that time in the 60s, if that was probably in the 70s,
70s.
probably in the 70s, because like even in the 60s, you think about the stuff that NASA did, and they were doing it on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
You know, and then in the 70s, just starting to understand computers. You know, people that were into it
Yeah.
were reading those comic books as the others of us saw it because it was like that's make believe,
Right. It's fake.
Totally.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I
You had to
wouldn't
be
put
really trusting or really like forward thinking to put your money in those areas.
You think about the Dells and the Microsoft
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff that was coming along and needing people to invest.
And asking
In
for
that
10
pipe
grand, or because
Yeah.
what now? 10 grand is worth 300 million or whatever it is.
Interesting.
Not a chance.
I had a chance to sit down with somebody this morning. We were having coffee and just kind of talking about some things, talking about her parents, grandparents, I think, also getting the shots lately and getting people to trust because of how quickly the vaccine came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the response that you get from some people is like, okay, wait a minute. They did this in 10 months. What have they been doing the last 40 years?
Right.
Why did everything take so long before? You know, granted, they did warp speed.
Mm-hmm.
They were hyper focused. They can get this technology done in a short amount of time, but there's still people that just don't trust it
Totally get it.
because they're like, I'm sorry, but my experience has been there's got to be a ton of test groups. There's
Yeah.
all this, you know,
And everybody's so
Right?
beaten down by it. It's like you just want everything to get back to normal. It's like, whatever, I'll risk it for the biscuit. Let's go.
And literally, when I was talking to the person I was talking to, she was like, all I want, I got in the trials because I was hoping I'd get the real stuff and get me in there because I had a vacation coming up and I wanted to get there.
Right, I just wanna
wanted
go.
Tell me I got the vaccine, you know? And I'm like, wow, because that's not something I would have done, the trials.
No way.
It's not. And she did. But just talking about how quickly things have changed, and you're talking about the computers and how fast that's happened. Look at the last 20 years. Seriously. MySpace to now.
Yeah. Warp
How
speed.
fast things have changed. 100 years ago, there were a few people that might have had a car
Yeah.
100 years ago. And those people that were born then, there was no commercial flight.
Yeah.
And now we're sending civilians to space or wanting to. I mean, basically,
in the next couple of years.
it's happening.
Right. And we're seeing video of Mars.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
up to 100 years ago, the way people lived was pretty much the same century in, century out,
Yep.
with a few improvements, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, things just warp speed in 100 years. Here we are, and we're talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah. I know. I know. You go back. So going back to your 18-year-old self and tried to explain all this. 18-year-old anybody back then would have said, "You're a nutbag. You're crazy." Wouldn't have listened.
You go back more than 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That person probably thinks you're full of it.
Yeah.
And what's Bitcoin? Just remember that. It's kind of like the Back to the Future. That's one of the best lines in Back to the Future.
Which one?
About the Apple stock.
Oh, right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I know.
Of planting that seed, and that's changing the past, changing the future.
It drives you mad thinking about, okay, are we now, Bitcoin a few years ago, are we now learning about something that in 10 years we're going to look back and say, God, I wish I had invested even $1,000 in whatever.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Right. I know.
But yeah, it's crazy. I love talking about stuff like that, though. Just in realizing that, I heard somebody talking on a podcast about that 100 years thing. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You're right. Because, I mean,
well, even in the last 100 years for sure, but even from when I was in high school, like my senior year of high school, 92, so we're talking 30 years, almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? 92.
So look at your parents and your grandparents, where they were and the changes that they've come through. And now it's coming at you so fast. Yeah. And they're doing their best to keep up.
And so last night we're watching the Golden Globes, right? Just some of the Golden Globes.
Did you really?
Because I wanted to see how they handled it.
I did watch a little bit of it.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are funny. They're hilarious. And the opening was funny. Anyway, but the whole point of that is that we were watching it and the kids were eating in the kitchen. Okay, I have a picture I got to post online too, that the kids were on their way home. They're like, hey, what's for dinner? I'm like, you know what? You guys are on your own. Stop and grab something, whatever. It's like, okie dokie. So an hour and a half later, they come, Beth look at me. She's like, where are the kids? So I checked their location. Ironically, they were right in front of the house. They just gotten home. They came in with 2 large Little Caesars pizza, a box of Hertz donuts, and Taco Bell. And Dairy Queen Blizzards. So I'm like, I know it was
they went to 4 drive-thrus.
4 drive-thrus.
I've done that before.
Oh my God. And I wish I could do that exact meal.
Yeah.
I just can't. Anyway, so they're in there eating and they heard us. They heard us
was a long time
like
coming.
laughing at whatever, the monologue.
Yeah.
And so it came up about the show was live. And so he was like, live? Like it's happening now? I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, because they never watch live shows.
Right.
Because it's everything.
Nobody
it's on
does.
right. It's fast. You can fast forward. You can go, And so she started asking all these questions about that, and just thinking about not even watching shows live 15 years ago. So even that has really like warped speed in the last 15 years.
You're exactly right. That's so funny. A lot of the same conversation for different reasons. But yeah, the appointment watching, that kind of thing, trying to explain to somebody, we have to be home by 5:00.
Right.
Or we have to tune in at 7:10.
Yeah.
Or we have to, it's like, no, what?
Yeah.
No, you're not going to tell me. And another analogy or another, I guess, actually thing that was a reveal, let's just put it this way, that for the first time, people who do the news at all, that are news reporters, their audience probably has an audience.
Oh yeah, definitely they do.
Right?
They have their own fans.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
And before, there was no way to compare notes.
Yep.
Or share things or do that.
And that's in the last 10 years.
Right. Unless you went to the local cafe with your buds and sat down and talked about whatever was on the news last night.
And something,
which is insane.
In the last 3 years is what just happened to me on my phone is that Taco Bell sent me a notification because I mentioned Taco Bell. And thinking about saying...
Are you kidding me?
No, and that happens all the time. Like I was on the phone with Beth talking about Target and blink, I had a notification from my Target app on my phone.
That's funny. Somebody had asked a question. You know how we were talking about on Facebook, people post those, how do I find a blank or where would I get this? Somebody posted, you just have to talk about it out loud and your phone will tell you.
Say it out loud.
And the sad part is that's starting to be okay.
Yeah, because just like getting a vaccine, after a while you're like, you know what, you can't fight. If you start fighting it, you're a weirdo.
You
like
are.
If you say, I'm going to turn off my location. I want a flip phone with no. You're like, well, you're weird.
I held off as long as I could.
I know, but now don't you wish you could have told blah, 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 your old Jill?
I don't need to go back to 18-year-old Jill. I need to go back to a decade ago Jill.
Throw me back 12 years and I'd be
Lighten
like, listen.
up.
Just make love to Google.
You can't stop it.
Just make sweet love to Google. She's a gentle lover. She is, or he is, whatever.
Or he, whatever.
Yeah, we're
Gary Google?
non-binary.
I don't know.
Whatever. Gary or Glenda? Google?
Glenda
Doesn't matter.
Google. All right. So,
Well, that
there
was
you go.
fun. Okie dokie. So, you guys, thanks for listening to our podcast. And if you
So
haven't
much.
rated or reviewed it wherever you're listening, please do that. It helps. Appreciate it.
Right here.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.